Howdy. All right, so here we are. We're gonna make a video for Waylon's class here, kind of showing how we do Waylon's hunts. So let me flip this. This is where I kept Waylon's train hopper, and I just broke it out of here. I brought it in here last night, or I don't know, last week here, I guess it was. Changed that tire. Here sets his shooting device. That was his hat. That was his cartridge from the last deer he killed. So we don't typically shoot the cartridges until, well, we leave them in there, or we don't put them in there either until we're ready to shoot something. So it is loaded. It is not loaded. I'll show you here. However, it is cocked. Okay, so here's the biting device. This is what he bites. Oh, just a second here. So on this other side, I can pull this back ever so slightly. So by pulling this right here can tip back and forth, which you can see right now it's almost engaged with the trigger. Now you'll watch right here. This will be how it trips. So this will be me biting it. You heard it bite, and you heard it trip, which that was the firing pin. This engaged with the trigger. Trip the firing pin. That's how he shoots. So his aiming. So there's an iPad sits right in here, and it looks right through the scope. When it's looking through the scope, sees everything it needs to see, and we can push record. We record everything. So I'm picking it up down here, and I'm going to run it back home and get him loaded up. And I think the next time I'll get you on here is we'll be driving it. I'll be driving it back. You can see I drive it from right here, which I ride on this cart that I built for it right here. Alright, so here's how I hook the iPad up, set it behind. You can see what it's looking at, basically the top of that door right this minute. And yeah, so I'm gonna buckle this down, and that will that'll set the iPad. Alright, so here's where Waylon would set. This controller right here would go right up in here. It would interface with his chin right here. This right here is a shooting device, which again would interface with his mouth right here. All that's not going to happen today because it's 18 degrees, and it's kind of a decision I made that he doesn't need to hunt today. It's not that important to go out here and whack a doe, but I am going to take the train hopper back in here, and I'll show you guys how it is that we get him back in there. However, he will not be in here just because, like I say, the cold temperature, and so his ventilator sits right here and runs off of this side. But again, there's no source of heat for this, so I'm not going to blow this air through his lungs, and that could potentially raise an issue. I'm just not going to have it, so y'all going to have to kind of surmise what he would be doing when he's out here. Alrighty, so here we are back at the blind. See, this is why I didn't want him on here. We got all four flipping legs tied up here. All right, so this is his train hopper onto his turntable, if you will. And just so it is, I'll grab on here and I'll turn him. So that'll get him so that he was looking out this window. Okay, so I'm actually going to shut these windows because it'll just darken us up a little bit. And then we'll have that window and that window open. Now we do have a heater in here. I'm actually going to pull this heater out and take it to the garage because this one's just way too hot. It'll actually burn the building down there. It actually melted a generator we had here. Alrighty, so here you can see what the iPad's looking through the scope. And yeah, the mount is tippable. So it leans to the one side, it's just lopside heavy because of the bearings here. So the gist of it is, this right here is basically like a sled. So the only thing holding this whole thing down is this one bolt here that bolts into this piece of aluminum, sits here. Inside here is basically a vise. You can see that right here, which has 4 what I call captive springs. These captive springs right here are, as I say, captive in that they're got a lock washer here to a bolt, runs through, gives them some compression so that, and it's quite stiff because a 450 has pretty good punch. And the same idea can run any rifle available, but it's just a matter of switching out springs. So when it fires, this right here squeezes back a little bit because all of this can move. This has only got, you can see them right there, got 2 screws. So we got 1 screw attaches here, which gives us a pivot point. So if I lift on this end every little bit, I can move, and you can watch the crosshairs there. So I can do that wholeheartedly and totally free. Now if you look at that tree right there, say we wanted to shoot that base of that tree, I can do that without even touching the manual. So here's the up and downs, okay? So that springs right, that runs right there. See that moving there? Okay, and then the other one runs here. So that one's right here. Again, there we get it. So there's a, in this particular blind, let me see if I can find it. Right there, I believe. There is a tree. If you look right here, we blow this up, you can see right there, that is a camera. So basically, just of it is, the deer come out of here, here, and basically here. And then you run out to that centers, because right there on the other side is a swamp. So that's where the deer come through onto that. So this being locked up such as that, I'll show you again. And we can see pretty good distance up and around here. Like I say, we lock the doors down, windows down, because there's nothing else to see out that way. All right, so this is that mounting I was saying earlier. You can see that, see how I can pull that away, and I can bring it back so it comes into that point right there. So it's, you know, if it were a done deal, gist of it is I can adjust the tension on the trigger, if you will, the amount of bite it takes for him to engage it. So let me flip this around and you can see here. All right, so you're gonna hear me. You're gonna hear a snap when I bite this. That's how he trips his trigger. That's how he bites the. So this will be the same kind of a device that he'll be running his chainsaw with, or really it's kind of the same, something similar, running his tractor. So yeah, that's kind of how we do it. And like I say, you know, we only load 1 round in there, and frankly, we wait until we have a deer in front of us. We don't typically run it. We don't even, there's times we sat a whole hunt and never even loaded. So yeah. And then, like I say, I can push the record, so we record all of them. And let me bounce back onto some of these. Let me pause here a second. All right, so you're going to kind of relive his hunt here. This was his buck he took the second day of gun season. And yeah, just keep an eye on it right here. You'll see it. So at this point, I was looking to see if there was a bigger buck in the area, and I didn't find one. So at that point, I moved the whole chair over using the turntable, and at this point, we're ready to fire. And there it is. At that point, you can see the buck right there. He didn't make it. He didn't go 25. No, he's right there on the ground. So, yeah, that's how we shoot. That's how Waylon hunts. You can kind of see his. So within his shack, we have carpet on the walls. I do need to get insulation up top, and I need to reset these windows better. But yeah, we need more carpet, and I need to kind of honeycomb the carpet back and forth up in here, and get it so that we eliminate the acoustics in here. It's too loud yet, but yeah, we've come a long ways from our original days, and yeah, this is how we do it. So hope this helps for his class. You all have a great day.